Our next guest is a law professor at Notre Dame who has worked alongside Amy Coney Barrett, Sean, and he recently penned an op-ed in the Washington Post titled, "I've known Amy Coney Barrett for 15 years. Liberals have nothing to fear." Well, joining us is Carter Sneed, director of the Center for Ethics and Culture at the University of Notre Dame and author of upcoming book, What It Means to Be Human, The Case for the Body in Public Bioethics. Professor Sneed, welcome to the show.
Great to join you. Thanks for having me.
All right, well, congratulations on your new book. The media and the left is already trying to define who Amy Coney Barrett is. I want to show you a clip from what Nancy Pelosi was asked just recently.
You're a Catholic. Do you think it's appropriate for Democratic senators to ask Judge Barrett about her Catholic faith?
I think it's appropriate for people them to ask her about how faithful she would be to the Constitution of the United States, whatever her faith. It doesn't matter what her faith is and what religion she believes in. What matters is, does she believe in the Constitution of the United States?
All right, Professor Sneed, you know her. Is she a defender of the Constitution? And what do you want people to know about her?
So the first thing she said when she came out of the White House during the announcement recently was, "I love this country and I love the Constitution." So Justice Barrett's obligation runs directly to the Constitution, and luckily for Nancy Pelosi, in 2017, she said under oath that she would never allow any extra legal considerations, whether they were religious or political or ideological, to interfere with her task as a judge, which is to interpret the Constitution as it was originally understood, or to interpret statutes in light of their plain meaning and text. So Judge Barrett, and hopefully Justice Barrett, is more disciplined and more focused on the task of being a judge than anyone I've ever met. And personally, I can attest to her integrity and humility and decency and discipline.
Professor, Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey, he was on Meet the Press this weekend, and he sort of had a very interesting take on, it seems like he assumed that she was going to become Justice Barrett. Here's what he had to say.
One of the things I want to ask her is, will she recuse herself? Because if she does not, in terms of any election issues that come before us, because if she does not recuse herself, I fear that the court will be further delegitimized.
So he says it'll be further delegitimized. What should be the proper role? If she gets on the court, I would assume that once you're a member, you're a member. I mean, I don't know that there's any conflict just because of who appointed you.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a very strange standard, because that would mean that we have all of the justices are appointed by some president, and many of them have been appointed by President Trump. I mean, why would it be limited to her? Why wouldn't Gorsuch and Kavanaugh also have to recuse themselves? It's a very strange standard, and I think it probably can't really be meant seriously. So I don't quite know what to make of what the senator is suggesting there.
One of the interesting thing is, her faith has been brought up so much, and people have been attacking her, especially on this group that she's a part of, People of Praise. There was an article out, an opinion piece in the New York Times, questioning how deep are her ties. Will she feel like she has to cater to the wishes of People of Praise? You've worked with her many times. Do you think, one, that this is going to be an issue for her? And also, I think it's interesting that people are frustrated with the fact that she's a religious person.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very old form of bigotry. I mean, the idea of asking about dual loyalties. I mean, I'm a Catholic, and not that long ago, people were accusing Catholics. I mean, Judge Barrett's a Catholic. People have accused us, for a long time of having dual loyalties. Can you really be an American citizen? John F. Kennedy had to answer these questions. You would hope that in this day and age, after a person testifies under oath in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, as Judge Barrett did, that you don't keep harassing them with the same question over and over again. And it's just very funny living here in South Bend and knowing so many folks who are in People of Praise and knowing that they have really the best high school in the region. The idea that this is some kind of a nefarious cult is just a scream, because these are like the nicest, most normal, decent, gentle, lovely people that, they pray together, they go to church together, they serve the poor together. The idea that there's some kind of scary conspiracy theory, dystopian situation is, I mean, if the situation wasn't so serious with respect to serious people saying this, it would be genuinely funny.
You mentioned when she came out of the White House and started speaking, I found her humorous. I thought it was interesting the ways she spoke about her family. And in those brief few minutes, she really gave us a window into who she is as a person, not even close to how you know her. What's something that we don't know about her that you would want people to know?
Judge Barrett gets up every morning during the week around 4 o'clock to get ready to go to a CrossFit style workout downtown South Bend. But she gets home in time to go upstairs, up the very steep stairs in their old home, to get her little boy Benjamin, who's in elementary school, who has Down syndrome, the youngest child in the family, and carry him down the stairs on her back, piggyback style, to breakfast, which is their morning ritual. And that gives you a sense. And then she, of course, goes off to either teaches class here, which she still does, or goes to Chicago or to her chambers to work as a judge. I mean, there's nobody who does as much for so many people as Judge Barrett. And we're going to see that. And people aren't going to be able to tar her. People of goodwill aren't going to believe the terrible things that are being said about her, because, as you said, you can't look at her and listen to her and see who she is as a person and believe any of that nonsense.
Yeah. Professor Sneed, thanks so much for sharing your insight and your relationship with Amy Coney Barrett with us.
My pleasure.
All right. Well, President Trump says the New York Times story about his tax returns is fake news, but does it give Joe Biden ammo for the debates? We're going to ask Dick Morris next.